Hey, what's up, boys? Back out here. I am going to go over to Adrian's and look at his subframes. I think he said he has 3. I think he found another one. If you guys didn't see the last video, I found out that my subframe's all bent out of whack. It's all twisted. The control arm's all messed up. The thing's been in an accident. If you haven't been following this build, when I started digging into this car was completely built at one time and then like put back to stock sometime in its past, because like it's just, there's a list and list and list of all like the wiring harnesses were all cut like they had an ECU before. Cruise control was deleted and put back on. I ran into problems when I was doing the ABS. Like that was deleted at one time and then put back on. I think this thing was like ran off a track is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this head was fully built. They ran it off a track, hit a curb or something, and completely wrecked the rear subframe. Now, I'm gonna go over to Adrian's, like I said. He's got a couple of subframes. We're gonna try to piece something together. This is actually Sunday before last week's video is live. So if there's like a bunch of comments of telling me you guys got this or got that or how to do this or something, I haven't seen any of those comments yet. So don't sit here and just think I'm ignoring you. I'm trying to do a couple videos ahead of time because I have a surgery at the end of the month. So I'm trying to bank a couple videos in case I'm stuck in bed for like 2 weeks or something. I'll see you over there. I'm gonna jump in the truck and head over to Adrian's. All right, made it to Adrian's.
We got 3 rear ends. We got this one.
I don't want that one. That seems like a nightmare.
We got this one. It's rusty, but everything on this worked. It came off a running car. And then the one that's already tore apart.
Damn, boy. It's gonna be hard to break down.
Well, that's why we got an easy one for you. I already did all the legwork.
Oh, okay, thanks.
This one's actually in really, I mean, compared to the rest of them, it's in pretty good shape.
Yeah. This is where mine's all f***ed up. Yours is a little out of whack too, but it's not anywhere near as bad as mine. You'll see in the video that goes up tonight, man, my lower control arms, one of them moves a ½ inch.
Yeah, screwdriver, I'll poke at it just to make sure. Should be pretty solid.
Yeah.
This car was pretty clean. Now, what else might you need if you take this one? Just
the lower control, yeah, the lower control arms.
They'll be in here if you want to go look in there. You have to burn these out. You just melted them out?
Yep.
See, I watched
the rear, you keep the metal things.
Yeah, well, I watched one guy he drilled them out with like a hole saw, and then just melted the last little bit left over.
I mean, you could do that too. I just stick them on engine stands and I sit outside for a half hour. Yeah. I just throw, you know, little hand torches and just let them melt from the bottom out, and then they just fall out. And then you take like a flap wheel.
Just yeah. Out a couple times. I'm gonna have to do that here soon.
Can you pick it up and put it on the concrete?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, yours does that too.
Might just be the way they're built.
Yeah. So like, I didn't record it. When I was over at my buddy's shop the other day, I sat it on the floor and it was doing that. And we were all like, oh, it might be all out of whack. Let's go look at your lower control arms.
Here's one.
No, I need the lower control arm, not the trailing arm. The flat part.
Okay, I'm just thinking.
And then I found a website, I'll send you the link. This guy makes all this and he already sells them.
Oh, so we're gonna have to wait 8 months?
Yeah, if your guy's not gonna do it anytime soon. He doesn't make the whole arm like we're wanting to do. He made a spot that just goes into there. Instead of having it rotate, you just take that bolt out, slide it out, and then it's a solid, yep.
I'd do that in a heartbeat.
All right, we're in his second garage, and he literally just has everything. He has no idea where anything's at. He's got a fuel rail up there, next to the AC. That doesn't go together. Down here's the intercooler. Over here, spark plugs next to the cross member. What kind of organization you got?
It's called Clean Up Quick Organization.
So all last week's video was a waste of time. Here he goes. We got 2 of them. I'll just pretty much do the same demonstration that I did in the last video. You see this one's flat. This one's bent like that. Moves about a ½ inch off the ground. This one doesn't move really. Good one, not really moving, barely teetering.
I mean, you can see how twisted that one is.
Yeah, I know. Look how, like, it's just crazy how twisted this is. It's like, how do you know which one's left, which one's right now? Is this real life? Like, I feel like I'm dreaming.
See, they look identical.
Except for one has a bend in it. Why would one have a bend in it? There's no markings. Everything else looks exactly the same. Alright, so like, I don't know how to like show you really on camera, or if you guys can really see out here outside. This side's bent in, just like mine is a little bit. Like I'm sitting here like really looking at it now, I don't know if it's gonna show up on camera. This is the side that I was sitting here showing you over at my buddy's shop. It's kind of bent. So's Adrian's. I wish I didn't put up last week's video yet, because it's kind of just pointless now. I don't know what's going on. I told Adrian, I feel like I'm dreaming. Like, I feel like I'm looking at all my parts. I think everything on mine's good. I don't know why it's like that. Please leave it down in the comments if you know why it's like that. Okay, I'm sitting here editing this. I just want to jump back in here real quick. This is like a problem that no one's talking about. I've done like a week of research, Adrian too. We can't find like any information on this. These are both the same part number, so there's not a right and a left. I've reached out to 2 of you guys, which one of you guys already had your subframe apart, and you said it was bent, and another one of you actually went out and took your lower control arms both off, and one of yours are bent. The only thing I could think of is that this is like a common problem that like no one knows about or no one's talked about, from like maybe the rear steer torquing on it over the years, and it just bends one of your lower control arms and bends that one ear on your subframe because there's just so much torque on the one side. I think this came off the right side. I don't know why it's doing that. It has to do with something with like the rear steer over the years just causing so much torque on one of these. Now Adrian's came off a car with a lot more miles than mine. His is way worse than mine. His bends like twice as bad as this one. It's weird because, like I said, that's 4 cars now where only one of the lower control arms is twisted. And there's no information about it on the forums that I could find. Adrian hasn't been able to find anything. No one said anything in the last video when I showed this. And I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, hey, if it holds in alignment, it holds in alignment, it's fine. Well, how much stress can this take before it snaps? That's like kind of scary, right? Like, you might be doing a $120 down the street and this snaps. I don't know, I just want to jump in here and let you guys know what I've done, because it's been like a week of me trying to figure out what's going on with this car, what's going on with these cars. I don't know, leave down in the comments your opinion, why you think one of them's bent on all the cars. I mean, it's only 4, that's too many to be a coincidence now, you know what I mean? I don't know, I really don't, but alright, back to me fixing the subframe and getting everything ready for powder coating. Alright boys, back out here. I honestly don't know where I left off. It's been a couple days. I got a hold of a powder coater, just sent him some pictures trying to get a quote. I don't know what to do about these control arms, because I have yet to find ball joints. I don't know if I can get by just these bushings. I'm going to get solid diff bushings. These brackets all go on the rear diff, so I'm just going to knock those rubber bushings out. That's the rear sway bar. I'm going to have that powder coated. This is Adrian's. I'm pretty sure I'm going with Adrian's subframe. I just got to get these bushings out, and then hopefully I can get my poly bushings out so I don't have to rebuy them. There might be 200, 300 miles on those poly bushings that I got in my subframe. But I would like to take all these brackets to the powder coater if he's not going to charge me an arm and a leg. You know, take this fuel tank bracket, take this shield, this exhaust shield, have that powder coated. I'm just going to take every little bracket and everything to them. I should redo all the engine brackets because I just painted them. You can kind of see where they're kind of chipping already. See how they're like chipping? I got to get a subframe in here so I can spin the car around. That's why I'm like rushing, but at the same time I haven't heard back from the engine builder, so why am I rushing to do this? I just don't want the engine builder to like call me and be like, alright man, let's get parts and reassemble it, and then I have an engine that I can't put in. I don't think you guys could see earlier. I was talking about, I think I should take this bracket off, or this shield, and have that powder coated at the same time. I'm just nervous that it's gonna break. All these bolts will probably break off. The same thing with this like shield that goes around the fuel tank. Take that off, have it powder coated. These brackets, probably take these off, have them powder coated. Just every bracket pretty much. That went a hell of a lot easier than I thought it was gonna go. Look how nice it actually is up under there. The bolts actually look really nice. It's just surface rust everywhere. The only one that's giving me a problem, that whole bracket came out real easy, is this one, because it's on this thin metal. This is just a bad design right here. It's just gonna bend. See how the whole thing just wants to bend off the car? Yeah, look, this is the best way to do that. Hold it with a pair of pliers and then get the bolt out. It's actually not as bad as I thought it was gonna be up top. Alright, I'm gonna put all these bolts back so I know where they're at. We've been here for a while, you guys know. Just put everything right back where it goes so you don't lose it. Alright, same thing on this fuel tank. Just take these bolts out, and I'm going to take this heat shield and have this powder coated too. I'll bring it back as soon as it's off. You gotta put something there to help support the fuel tank. I got like a half a tank of fuel in here, and I didn't realize until I started taking these off that these two are the only two that hold it up front. That just holds the heat shield on. That just holds the heat shield on, and then there's 3 in the back. I took one out, and then once I started taking this other one out, the whole tank started coming towards me. That would have been bad if I would have just used the impact, it would have fell. So I got the shield off. I'm debating on if I should powder coat my intake manifold. I still don't know what I'm doing with my lower control arms. I cannot find anywhere that has bushings or ball joints. I cannot find lower ball joints anywhere. I think I'm gonna have to just buy a whole new control arms. Do I even have those lower control arms powder coated? I guess just clean them up and paint them if I have to reuse them. Might have everything else powder coated though. I'm all over the place today. I'm like such scatterbrained. I don't know what to do. What subframe to use, what bushings to get. I keep second guessing everything I'm doing today. It's like, do I just buy like aftermarket adjustable control arms when all I really need is let's say $20 in bushings and $40 in ball joints. So 60 bucks will make those control arms like brand new. And then it's like, okay, let's say I can get my poly bushings out. I get them out and they're all damaged. Just like, do I just buy a new set of poly bushings for what are they, like 800 bucks for the kit? Which I don't need the front ones. So okay, I do that and I give away the front ones to like one of you guys. That's fine. Or do I just buy solid rear bushings? I don't know what to do. I'm all over the place. At my buddy's shop, he works fast, man. I think I'm just gonna reuse my subframe. I thought this was gonna take forever to fix. There's the side. I already grinded it all down, welded it all in. This one he hasn't grinded back out yet. He made a little jig, so it'd be perfect. You sit it in there, and then grind it out. He's the man. The only problem I'm gonna run into right now with using my subframe, since it's all fixed and it's probably better than factory, with Kent's doing it, is I gotta get my poly bushings out without destroying them. Because this is gonna go to the oven and be baked. And there's the other side. Kent is the man. Looks great. Now we're gonna try to get these bushings out so I can take and have it powder coated. Look at this, this is crazy. It's the perfect size for a hitch to fit in there. This one was just barely a little bit out of whack, but Kent makes everything right, so it's right. This side is just perfect now. This is the side that was all jacked up. It's perfect everywhere, even that little nick I made. We got the bushings out. I think I've mentioned this before. When I first got these poly bushings, I didn't know that you were supposed to leave the metal sleeves in. Because most of the time when you get new bushings, it comes with metal sleeves. You push them out or you burn them out and you cut the metal sleeve. And so I did that on one of them, and that's this one right here. You can see it has the metal sleeve on it still. But besides that, these came out a lot easier than I thought they were going to. So the sleeve that I screwed up and accidentally cut out, Kent is actually going to put it back in and tack it up for me. So yeah, like I said, I took that sleeve and I actually cut one of them. My buddy was there with me that day and he was like, hey, quick, 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 because he was reading the instructions and I didn't read the instructions, so. I'm gonna throw it in his sandblaster. I need a sandblaster. What was that, 3 seconds? Yep. That's sick. I would have been sitting there with a wire wheel for an hour. Now we got the metal ring back in there. I ended up bringing it to the car wash. The biggest cost that the powder coat is going to charge me is cleaning this, and it's still got some grease on it, especially down like in there where like you just really can't get. I did a pretty good job cleaning it. I just want to make sure I got all the grease and oils and everything off of it, like that right there. Just get it all degreased and everything. I hate coming to the car wash. Have you ever been to the car wash and I got your shoe full of water? Just filled all the way up. I feel like I just walked through a lake. Alright, well it's been about 2 hours and I don't have no idea what's going on. I still got the subframe. I guess this guy just put a Google ad up and Google made up an address for him. I have no idea where this guy's at. He said send him pictures this morning. I sent him pictures. I could throw up a screenshot right now of when I sent him pictures. And he said he never got them. So he finally gave me his real number. I sent him pictures and he said he'll let me know a price tomorrow, even though I'm sitting out here in the middle of nowhere where the Google ad says his location is. And he's like, I don't have a physical location. I do all this at my house and that's not my address. I don't know. I told him I was on my way over and he said he got that confused with me saying I was sending pictures over. I don't know. It's not getting powder coated today, that's for sure. I actually think I'm gonna end the video here because I mean, I don't really have nothing else to do. I gotta get this dropped off at the powder coater, so I gotta wait for him to get back to me on it. I'm probably just gonna go beat the living shit out of the Huracan. I'll bring the camera with me if anything exciting happens, but that's gonna be the end of this one, boys. All this stuff is gonna get powder coated. The next one should be me taking the head to the engine shop. I think I'm just gonna show up there and just be like, hey, what's going on? Here's the other head that you need. All right, boys, see you in the next one.